This week on Bros, Bibles, and Beer.
When you think of the quote-unquote gospel, what is its primary purpose? A?
I don't like where this is going.
I hate this.
Perfect.
I hate this.
The game is working. Are you guys willing to go down a brief satanic trip with me?
What she doesn't realize is she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. It's like, not one thing happens outside of God's will. Did he cause it? No. What the does that, like, that's where I'm like, this is why I deconstructed.
Man, Andy, I don't want to play this game.
It's a fun game.
I don't know how I got on this train.
I know.
I quit.
But then when we drive from the airport, you can hide in the trunk, so that way no one sees you guys in the front seat. Billy Graham rule applied. Everyone's safe.
You're on. Go.
All right. We're doing it. We're podcasting again. It's happening. And we have a brand new studio setup, which I feel good about. I feel very good about it.
I thought there was something different when I walked in.
Well, welcome to Bros, Bibles, and Beer. I'm Andy McCraw, joined by Zack Krater, Colin Ferris on the producer ones and twos. And, dude, let's get a little cheers to begin.
Cheers. Let's put the cheers in the grace and peace.
Yeah, here we go, over here.
We'll just do...
It is episode 273.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to mention our super secret about...
We could start to... why don't we tease that we're going to be having a secret that will be revealed soon. And it has to do with the future of the podcast.
Yes. We are joining Alex Jones Network.
InfoWars.
Here we go.
No.
No.
We're not going to do that, but it will be exciting. We'll share some stuff coming up. And I think it's the right decision. I think we're making the right decision. Yeah,
enough stuff has happened, and the podcast is one thing, and then it continues to be one thing, and then another, and then another.
It's growing, it's changing, and as things grow and change and evolve, so should other things.
That's right.
We're growers, not showers.
Speak for yourself.
I actually don't know which way it goes. I'm not sure how that...
Does this podcast have Jim Dick? Adam Carolla somewhat famously says he has a good... Sorry, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast with your kids, that's on you.
Yeah.
He famously has said he has a good gym dick. It's not much more than that, but it's like, it looks good walking around the gym. He's of an age that doesn't care,
Oh, yeah.
You see the old guys in the gym in the locker room, and they just do not care. They just nudity. All the young guys are bathing in, showering in onesies and hiding everything.
Speaking of that, actually not speaking of that at all, we did say that we wanted to dive in and get started. In this episode, there's been one individual this week who's been like the burning sensation on the tips of our tongues, knocking on the doors of our hearts.
The question is burning the right pun?
Yeah. James Talerico is problematic for Christianity.
Question mark? Or is he?
Or is he? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But
we might get in a fight at this episode. This could be fun.
He's been in the news a lot. And he seems like he's a pretty polarizing figure for many reasons, but if none for his quote unquote Christianity.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of things to react to maybe, but we can go a few different ways. Would you first like to learn a little bit about James Tamaramadingdong's James Talarico's...
Say his name, Andy.
James... I can't
Talarico.
I cannot remember his name. I don't know why.
Talerico.
Would you like to learn a little bit about his theology by learning a little bit about your own theology?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay. All right.
The world needs to know about our theology.
Okay. So if you'll cue that up
vagaries. Vagaries.
Colin, cue that up first. Perfect. All right. Welcome to a new segment I like to call It's Time to Play Are You a Heretic? And today it's featuring James Talarico. Okay. Yeah. So, listener, if you're missing this on the YouTube channel, then you're really blowing it. But
like and subscribe.
So let me explain to you how this works. We're going to take a 5-question quiz, and all of us will be involved in their answers. We'll say our answers out loud. so the entire world knows where we stand. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a theological concept delivered, and you, along with two different types of positions, James Talarico's and maybe what would be considered traditional Christian. And you have to figure out which one is yours and which one is of those that I decided. But really, all you got to care about is saying A or B when it comes to it. So make sense. And then, by the way, at the end, Colin's going to be tabulating our scores, and we're going to find out which one of us is most.
I'm spilling all over the place.
Which one of us is a heretic, just like James Talerico. All right, let's hit the first one, Colin. Okay, the first question is, when you think of the quote-unquote gospel, what is its primary purpose? A?
I don't like where this is going. Already.
Okay. A.
I'm always going to choose C.
To provide a way for individual souls to be saved from sin and enter heaven. B. To empower the marginalized to dismantle oppressive systems and create justice on earth.
Wow. I hate this.
Perfect.
I hate this.
The game is working. The game is working exactly as it should.
Oh. This Andy.
Hey, how about the preliminary question? How good do you feel about this survey? Are you really optimistic about it, or do you have bad feelings about it?
Okay,
I have bad feelings.
So let's now you have to answer A or B. Now, understanding that I'll give you some wiggle room. You can say I'm more like A than B, but at the end of the day, it is a binary.
All right.
Okay, so we can go. We'll just go randomly. Zach, where would you say A or B? Provide a way for individual souls to be saved from sin and enter heaven. A or B, to empower the marginalized to dismantle oppressive systems and create justice on earth.
Primarily B, with a shitload of caveats and throat clearing.
B. All right.
How much throat clearing will you, or do we go back and throat clear?
We could go back and throat clear if you want. All right.
Andy's
so Zach is
so excited he
Zach
can't talk
B.
right now.
Oh, it's the best.
Andy is laying a trap for Colin and I. It feels like
I don't.
This is my new
Who
favorite.
came up with this AB format?
This is me.
This is
No, me and Gemini. We came up with. I told Gemini what to do. I told it what I wanted. Okay.
Oh my god.
Colin, do you want to answer next?
I don't want to answer, but I will answer.
Okay. All right.
I would have to say I don't like only for the individual, so I'm going to be in the B camp.
All right. Well,
Can I just okay?
Yeah.
Can I do a little bit of color commentary?
yeah.
Or is this
After I answer, you can.
Okay,
You can
okay.
if you'd like to.
Okay.
There are 5 questions, just so you know.
okay? So it's not super long.
It's not super long, but
We're gonna hate them all.
But we're gonna hit them all. I'm actually gonna say A. I think A is closer to the truth for its primary purpose.
I'm not surprised by your answer, Andy.
That's all right.
Did you log?
Talarico's position is B, by the way. He argues that Jesus was a political revolutionary. He believes the gospel isn't just a fire insurance policy for the afterlife, but a mandate to transform the social and economic structures of the present world. So far, the two of you are one step closer to being a heretic like James Talarico. Congratulations.
Well, in the everyone is someone else's heretic, so
That's what a heretic would say. All right, next one. Let's go.
political revolutionary. By the way, he was that, but I don't think Jesus was just that.
I think that's maybe what you think other people called him. Maybe other people thought that he could have been.
But he wasn't that.
Did he think that?
He wasn't that in the way some Christians that skew left would
Some
would
say. Some might say.
Oh my gosh, my ass is already sore from riding all these fences.
Okay. All right, here's the next one. Question number 2. Government should reflect the specific moral laws and traditions of the Christian faith to ensure a virtuous society. A, agree. The U.S. was founded on Christian principles and should return to them. B, disagree. Using the state to enforce religion is a form of idolatry that hurts both the state and the faith.
Oh, this one's easy. B. It's a hard B. Hard B for me.
You don't like Christian principles?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
That's what A is. A says the U.S. was founded on Christian principles and we should return to them. You don't want the U.S. to return to Christian principles?
I don't. If you mean by the U.S. is going to enforce Christian principles via a monopoly on violence, then hard pass.
It didn't say that. It says government should reflect.
Well, that is why
moral laws and traditions.
That's why I side more with B in this ridiculous survey.
It's perfect.
Because of the reason I just mentioned.
All right. Colin.
The U.S. was founded on Christian principles?
It was.
Really?
Yeah.
At least that's what we claim.
Some say.
Some say.
But you might need to get on that mic. I would
argue with that too.
You might need to get on that mic a little bit, though.
Oh, okay. I'm too quiet.
Yeah.
Well.
You're such a sensey.
Man, Andy, I don't want to play this game.
It's a fun game.
I don't know how I got on this train.
I know.
I quit.
Great. You quit.
These are just opinions. We're more than opinions, and we reserve the right to change our opinions.
Okay. I don't think the U.S. was founded on Christian principles. Yeah.
Well, you could set that aside, but if you wanted
my body keeps coming in the lower left corner, and I need to stop doing that. It's bothering me.
That's fine.
That sounds
real
gross.
life.
Disgusting.
Why would you do that on this podcast? This is a children's show.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I have to say disagree as well.
Oh, nice. Well, I agree. I would love for our government to reflect the moral laws and traditions of Christian faith. I would like to have a virtuous society. I don't think that they should enforce them, but I wish they would reflect them.
Okay, if you're saying it like that, I'm okay. If it's Christ-like principles.
Too late. Let's find out what Talerico said. Looks like you're a heretic again. He's a fierce opponent of Christian nationalism. He believes that forcing religion through legislation, like the 10 Commandments in schools, which, by the way, he didn't want to have them displayed anywhere on public property, is a sign of a weak and dying faith. And a true Christianity thrives only in a pluralistic democracy.
I see a pattern here. A is Andy, B is Talerico.
Maybe, but who knows? It could switch up. All right, are you ready?
Now, if you put the Beatitudes, having the Beatitudes in schools, you got me closer to that. 10 Commandments, that's a polytheistic command structure, if you ask me. So
I always strive for the best.
Yeah.
A attitude. All right. Here we go. Does the story of Mary and the angel Gabriel have anything to do with modern reproductive rights?
I hope we play a clip related to this. I love this.
No, that was a unique divine miracle and cannot be compared to modern medical choices. Or B, yes, it establishes the theology of consent, that even God did not force a pregnancy without a woman's yes.
I'm going to go A for Andy.
I need to think more about B, but I think it's more A for me.
I'm going to go with A as well, but let's see what James Talarico said. Oh, he's B. Yes, he explicitly uses Luke 1 to argue for abortion access. Talarico says he contends that because God sought Mary's consent, human governments should never force a person to carry a pregnancy against their will. I actually listened to in the clip that you shared, or the podcast that you shared, which we'll get to a little bit later. I don't actually know if I have that clip, but I have a
timestamp of it.
I listened to him saying that specifically, and it's a terrible interpretation. He is adding things to that don't exist to the scripture.
Well, you'll find out if I agree or disagree with you later on.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. How should the church interpret gender and identity? A, according to the quote-unquote created order, God made humans strictly male and female. Or B, according to radical inclusion, God is non-binary and transcends all human categories of gender.
Well, that last statement is more true. I mean, that last statement is true.
Yes.
I would not use non-binary in the way that people use now, like as like a code for like I'm on this team, therefore I use this type of language, binary, non-binary. But I don't think God has a penis.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think God has a body.
And but if she did,
But if they them did, God, the original they them.
In this ridiculous survey, I choose B.
Okay, you think that God did not make humans strictly male and female?
I think.
By the way, the answers that you had to choose from here, I recognize are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I
on
agree,
this one in particular,
I agree. Primarily, obviously there's exceptions, but male and female, yes, that is the way people are born generally. So
generally,
yeah, because there are exceptions to that, like actual physical exceptions to that.
Everyone loves to mention that 0.0002%.
But it's real.
Well, yeah. So are aliens, apparently. And
Jesus did say it'd be better if everyone was able to chop their stuff off and just focus on the kingdom. So
Paul said that, right?
I think Jesus mentioned the eunuchs. Paul talked about marriage, like it's better if you don't marry, but if you're gonna be all horny and whatnot, my paraphrase, you might as well get married. Is that true?
Don't look at me.
You're the only one with any credentials in this place.
I'll go first. Well,
Zach went first. He chose B.
Oh yeah, he did. That's right.
He chose B.
Zach. Okay, well we'll keep it in the same order then. Colin.
I don't think those are mutually exclusive. By the way,
I'm choosing C.
Either. I know.
Yeah.
I'm choosing C. That's my
I may
answer.
or may not have looked closely at the quiz after
That's right.
when I was creating it.
It makes it more fun. It's better pod.
It's a surprise to me as well. Yeah, I would select A if I had to choose between two of these, but I also do agree that God doesn't have genitals or a body. So, but I don't think
that's the part I'm going to clip.
I don't think that God...
Andy from Bros, Bibles, Beer says God doesn't have genitals.
Yeah, I think that comparing God's... the concept of gender between God and between humans should not be a one-to-one. All right, we're almost done.
Did we get I know you said C, but if you had to, this is a pretend game. This doesn't go anywhere. We're not even going to put this episode out.
No, I don't believe you. I really don't like this.
That goes without.
That is why I like this game even more. This is perfect.
This is the last time Colin produces.
Oh man,
I'm out of here.
This is a new segment. I am brought to you by Gemini and Andy.
I do like ridiculous polls
because I think God, he's three persons.
Sure.
And the masculine pronoun I'm using doesn't encapsulate God. It is Jesus, and so Jesus obviously had a penis and testicles. So we could say God has this, but that is not what this question is about.
God is always and does always refer to himself in the masculine.
But Jesus didn't use his penis and testicles. Andy, your inability to speak tonight is contagious.
The spirit is the spirit referred to as a male.
I think that one might actually have a female tense. Not tense, but
I don't know about all the.
I do. I know.
I don't know about all the time. However,
I know.
Well, this is a tangent from me answering the question.
That's okay. It's fun.
But
in general, when it's speaking about God the Father, it never says God the Mother. He's a king. He's a king, not a queen.
Could it be because the Bible was written by dudes?
Inspired by God?
What does that even mean? We're going to solve that next.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right.
There's an older part of me that's really comfortable with A, and I
appreciate this answer.
A newer part of me that's also comfortable with B.
And we all agree this binary is false.
But you're gonna. Oh yeah, I know. This one's worded poorly. I fully recognize that, and I blame Gemini. And please let this not affect the stock price. But your final answer?
I don't want to give one. Because
I know you don't. That's why this game is great.
You can't make me. I'm going to just hit the next question.
All right. Okay. Colin. Well, I'm going to assign Colin
position.
B.
Okay.
Position B. Talerico off. So Talerico's position is B. He often points to Galatians 3:28.
Talerico, say his name.
Tamer Lammer Ding Dong often points to Galatians 3:28, neither male nor female. He believes that a liberation theology requires us to see God in the trans and queer community, arguing that any theology used to exclude people based on identity is a misuse of the name of God.
I would say it's a mistake to not try to see God in all of the individuals with whom bear the image of God.
We should talk about what exclude means, because it probably starts to delve into the idea of toxic empathy.
Yeah, I got issues with that too. Shocker.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like we need a different term, but
well,
neither.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is friend of the show. I say sarcastically. Oh, what's his name? Josh Howerton, the fake apology guy. Recently, I saw a short where he brought up that passage, and it was related to like Israel-U.S. relations, and in the clip they edited out the male and female part. He quoted that passage, and they edited out. He said neither slave nor free, Jew or Greek, and he skipped the male or female, which I think says something about him. But
so he skipped it. They didn't edit it out. He omitted it.
It was a short, so it was heavily edited, but they chose to not include the male and female distinction that is obliterated in Christ.
Do you guys know Galatians 3:28? Dude, this is weird.
Bro,
I just opened the Bible app and it's on Galatians 3. I did not this is not
this is
okay. Are you ready?
Maybe there is a God.
So, I'll back up to the beginning of the section to 23 and read it through, just so we have the context a little bit.
Okay.
I genuinely didn't. This is the Holy Spirit, guys. We're experiencing a Holy Spirit moment. Can you feel it? All right.
I can feel you.
Before the coming of this faith, we were held in custody under the law, locked up until the faith that was to come would be revealed. So the law was our guardian until Christ came, that we might be justified by faith. Now that this faith has come, we are no longer under a guardian. So in Christ Jesus, you are all children of God through faith. For all of you who are baptized into Christ have clothed yourselves with Christ. There's neither Jew nor Gentile, slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. If you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. And so I think what the argument is that he's trying to twist that section to say there's no difference between men and women.
Yeah, that's probably going too far in my book, but yeah.
It's going too far in this book too, called the Bible.
But I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, theology is consistently used to divide and control people, and I think it's worth pondering the ways, how much of the division is worth it, and how much of it is finding ways to unify around somebody's identity in Christ. So also there's a lot of power dynamics between those categories, and I think it's very fascinating to just like eliminate the things that divide us are just eliminated in Christ, or should be, or at least directionally. I know it's hard, boots on the ground, it's hard to do these things in real life.
Is that true though? The things that divide us? Who's the us and what are the things?
Well, I mean, in this passage, like
I think the gist of that passage is that all people have access to faith and salvation through Christ.
Yeah.
Regardless of whoever you are. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Not that whatever you do, even if we disagree on whether it's Jesus or Buddha, that it doesn't matter. Like,
No, I would never say that, Andy.
Good. That's good. Give him an extra point, Colin.
Give me an extra A.
You're getting a +1.
Give him an extra A. All right.
You're getting a B parenthetical A.
But I only can say that because of the power I have with Buddha in my heart.
It's clear. By the way, I think it's fair to say, like, I don't believe in the idea of excluding people from the love of God or the community of believers. I don't think that's a valuable thing at all. At the same time, I don't think that means that we all have to agree that all behavior is biblical and that all behavior is what that all human activity is how God intends for us to live the best lives,
or that all biblical behaviors are Christ-like.
Yeah. Oh,
because that's where I would take that further. Like, I love that if I were to get a quote unquote Christian bumper sticker, it would be being Christ-like is biblical, but not being biblical isn't always Christ-like.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that's actually an argument for why the Bible is accurate, is because it tells unflattering stories of characters in the Bible.
Yeah, I would just not sweep it under like the Bible is accurate as like one sweeping statement, but we might agree to disagree.
I said that's one argument as to why the Bible.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's not lose steam.
All right, here we've gotten to the end, guys. You've made it. I can tell that you've made your way through most of your drinks already because you needed it. Here's the results. If you are mostly A's, your views align more with traditional/orthodox theology. You likely view Talarico's positions as a departure from historical scripture. If you are mostly B's, you align with James Talarico's progressive theology. You likely see the Bible as a living document meant to drive social progress. So let's get the scores. Can you tally us up, Colin?
Well, you're all A through and through. So you're traditional orthodoxy, Andy. And Zach and I are tied in terms of we are more Talarico than traditional orthodoxy because we have 3 B's, 1 A.
Well, you should both consider moving to Texas because you'll have an opportunity to vote for James Talarico to be the next state senator of the great state of Texas.
Amazing.
And he might be. I will say, and so I will.
When will you? Oh, I did add this in there too, by the way.
Okay, let's see it.
If we want to. So just as a fun thought experiment, I asked Gemini, I said, hey, would you give me a summary of some like general positions of James Talarico versus N.T. Wright? I chose N.T. Wright because I feel like he's kind of a good mid-range kind of theologian. Legendary
Bible scholar.
Right. So on the left-hand side, we have the topics: Jesus, nationalism, abortion, and the goal of faith. So through Talarico's progressive lens, thank you, Gemini. Talarico views Jesus as a political revolutionary for the poor. N.T. Wright would say he is the king of Israel launching God's new world. And that's, by the way, this is framed as N.T. Wright's new creation lens. So Talarico progressive, N.T. Wright new creation. In terms of nationalism, Talarico would say it's a dangerous, idolatrous right-wing movement. N.T. Wright would say it's a failure to understand that Jesus' kingdom is global. So maybe not total disagreement between the two of them there. On the topic of abortion.
I would say it's both. That second one.
Okay. They're both, but you think they both align?
Just my opinion, man.
Yeah. Okay. They're not in disagreement. There's not total disagreement. I'll agree with you there. In terms of abortion, Talarico believes that it's justified by the theology of consent, like I said, because the angel Gabriel came to Mary, and as he says, asked Mary if she would want to take part in this, and she said, if it's God's will, then if it is the will of God, then yes, I will do it. But that's actually not what happens. It's not what's said. And it is
we'll get there.
Leap.
We'll get there.
Good Lord. N.T. Wright's position is that abortion is a tragic practice that conflicts with life as a gift.
So what about the woman's life that gets screwed up?
Say more.
She's raped. And she's 15.
Okay.
She has a child.
Okay.
And her future is dramatically altered by N.T. Wright's and Orthodox Christianity's understanding that life is a gift. There is a life inside that 15-year-old girl's body.
Yeah.
And that life needs to come to full term, and she needs to be that baby's mom. What about
yes,
the
all the way up
15-year-old's
until the
life?
very end? I think you've created a false dilemma.
Like all your
end.
questions.
No, but this is a false.
Does it feel good? Does it, Andy?
No,
She doesn't have. She
I'm
doesn't
not-
have to raise. She doesn't necessarily have to raise the child.
She could potentially give it up for adoption. That's
Yes.
what you're suggesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The psychological impact of that, of a woman carrying a baby for 9 months and giving it up for adoption, I wouldn't be able to say, not being a woman and not being around a woman who's done that, I wouldn't be able to say that that's an easy decision. And I don't know how many times a 15-year-old girl would be able to flip-flop back and forth between, I don't want this baby.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it up for adoption. No, I want to keep it. It's going to be my own. No, I want to give it up for adoption. And the support communally, in general, I find most communities to not have a substantive thought through. This is the body that's going to help this 15-year-old young woman come to terms with their decision of giving this child up for adoption. So
you would kill an innocent baby?
I like how you frame it that way.
That is the outcome, right? That's the logical path of that.
Yeah, I mean,
process, right?
The thought process is that you are killing an innocent baby, and for the girl that was raped, that was 15. Yeah. How would you describe, what language would you use to describe that life-altering thing that would be just as sensational and realistic, potentially, for a 15-year-old girl where it all goes wrong? How would you describe
I think it's
that,
all
Andy?
terrible. I think the initial act is terrible. I think having to carry a baby to term is terrible. I think the idea of killing a baby, an innocent baby, is terrible. I think it's all terrible. I think the least terrible of all of those is adding to a tragedy, which is a situation of rape, adding what I believe is murder of an innocent human on top of that. That's my position for that. I do not downplay the difficulty that young girl would endure. I'm not making light of that at all. My personal position is that I don't believe, in spite of the difficulty that exists for that, that gives us a reason to say that it's okay to murder another innocent life.
Yeah, you're carrying. I can't even begin to imagine carrying the product of one of the most horrific forms of trauma. And I know you can find examples of where there's redemption happens and healing happens and the baby's carried to term, but also on the flip side, this topic, as guys, let's solve abortion right now. This topic, I don't know if there's another topic where Christians talk past each other, or not Christians, non-Christians, and even Christians of. I'm not going to say that Talarico is not a Christian, and I don't think he's demonic, but unlike some people that we might get to, hopefully soon. But people are having two different conversations, and I'm my cards on the table. I'm directionally pro-life when it comes to like the death penalty, war, abortion, but I am nowhere near the arrest doctors for murder if they perform those procedures, and I see a difference. I don't know if the soul is real or not. We all kind of assume the soul is real. None of us can quantify that. When does the soul, if the soul is real, when does it when does that get created? At conception, up for the first few weeks, is not the same. Like terminating that life is not the same as terminating, a baby that is like viable in the womb. These are different situations, and I think both the left and the right don't do the conversation justice when it's an all or nothing, and there's no potential, like, I don't know if it's caveats or exceptions. I would say I would just be really quick. I don't know when the line is, and I'm a hero. I'm against rape, and I would like there to be no abortion. I know I'm a good guy, but the world we exist in has a lot more gray than that conversation often gets. So
I think that's true, which is why I've had to finally decide, because no one can. That will be an ongoing, unending circular argument. When did the cells become a human, etc. So if I fall under the belief that those cells are intended to become a human, that's what the purpose of those cells are to be.
I don't think that's debatable.
Yeah. Well, actually, maybe. I don't know. I've heard lots of curious debates.
I mean, there's a unique DNA code that's created at conception, as far as I know, but it's not the same as terminating. The one really exception, early terminating, is not the same and not as horrific as 8.5 months. It's a different conversation. So,
is it? I think yes. I think it's. Well, actually, why do you think it's different?
Because you have a full, for lack of, essentially you have a full grown baby in the womb that can experience pain, and you can make an argument that is a unique individual in there. And
is that worse than it would be a unique individual? Like, is only because they could feel pain? Because it's a unique individual at 2 weeks.
Yes, but it's
is pain the
there's no
threshold?
there's no.
I'm not trying to trap you.
There's
by the
no
way.
viability or survivability, and I would like to move on as soon as possible.
I know. I didn't plan on this. Sorry.
I have another example, so I won't share it.
Okay.
No, go for it. What if we gave you the final word? Give the example, and then we'll all bite our tongues.
Pop to the main cam.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Zach was
Unfortunately,
chatting.
we don't have a cam for
It's fine.
Colin
It's
tonight.
okay. So, already husband and wife have a child already who's 2. Both work, and in order to survive, and wife gets pregnant. Wife also gets diagnosed with breast cancer, and wife is needing to go through all these procedures, and I think radiation, chemo, etc., in order to save her life.
Yeah.
And through the process of that,
puts the baby in danger.
Puts the baby in danger.
Yeah.
And it's an either or option.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of killing the mom and then leaving the current child who's 2 without a mother and only a father, they go ahead and abort the child.
Yeah. It's the argument is abortion acceptable in the case of the mother's health or the mother's life, right?
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, it's looking at
that's a
just
common
like
argument.
Looking at the life of the female in the woman who's carrying the child as.
It's a common argument, and it's also a real world example. Like, this shit happens.
Yeah, and
more often than the 0.002, unfortunately.
Right. So if I was in that position, I would choose my wife over the baby. So, because that's effectively what we're being asked to do, is to choose which life do you want to live. Do you want the mother's life or the child's life? Both are innocent lives.
Or it's the unknown 0.002% chance that, hey, you go through all of this radiation and somehow the baby is born and the baby's fine and the baby's health isn't compromised, and you take that position.
Set aside the reasons. Just say there's a scenario where the mother's life is at danger, and it's clear that if she tries to carry this baby to term and deliver, she will die. If an abortion happens, she won't die, but obviously the baby will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my position, which I recognize is complicated given my previous answer, is that I would, if it was my wife, Lindsay, I would say, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. And I will choose Lindsay over the unborn baby.
What if Lindsay chose the unborn baby? Would you respect Lindsay's choice?
Ooh. No, I would not.
But as a grown woman, what power would you have to keep her from doing what she did?
You couldn't, I don't think.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, effectively, yeah. How would you deal with that? That would be horrible, and it's all horrible. We're dealing in the worst scenarios possible,
and we're men who really can't speak to this in a lot of ways.
We can, and we are.
No.
Well, except that
I don't say we can.
It is also our child. It is also our wife. We do have a deeply vested interest in what happens to both of these people.
Yeah.
So I actually do think men are not, like, that's not a pass that we don't get to have an opinion on how this goes.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't get a mandate.
Yeah. That's the thing I would push back against, is like the man like decide, no, this is the way it needs to be. I disagree with that, but in terms of like let's examine every option and talk through this together with ostensibly, like in our cases, it would be with a partner in life that you love and there's like mutual respect in both directions, and we're going to talk about this, but ultimately, it wouldn't be up to us ultimately, and you just, and obviously a terrible situation.
I actually don't know how that works legally. No, I'm not clear how that piece works.
I don't either, and I don't pretend like
it's a hypothetical that wouldn't exist. I don't think it would exist for any of us.
Currently, no.
And for what it's worth, in the argument, anytime I've heard that argument be put forth, where it's the decision between the mother and the child, only one can survive. I've actually never heard the scenario described that you just did.
That was a real true story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And is it okay if I ask what the outcome was?
They chose to terminate the baby.
Yeah. And can I also ask?
She's alive.
The baby is? Or no, sorry. The mother is.
Uh-huh.
The mother is alive.
Uh-huh. And they just had another kid.
And do you know anything about like what the process was after that for them? How that went? Because
sort of, but I don't think I could. I mean, how do you put tears into words?
Oh, it's
how do you
debilitating pain.
How do you communicate silence?
Can't get out of bed
over
for days.
Podcast.
Can't get out of bed for days type of pain.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whoa.
Someone's having a good time.
A lot of volume.
So there was one more piece,
Yeah.
There was a goal of faith section. We can go back to that, or we can move on from the Talarico heresy.
I'm okay if we move on.
Yeah,
That's a lot of Talarico.
Well, I think
But there might be some more.
Yeah. But we can move on from that ridiculous quiz.
Well, thank you for participating. I look forward to putting you in uncomfortable positions for the remainder of all foreseeable podcasts. And thank you, Gemini.
Yeah.
It is the best
and
AI.
Just know these are opinions. All of us are pretty loving dudes that we're not, none of what we just said or what I just said is like, this is the way it has to go. It's like, these are really difficult conversations. And unfortunately, lately, it's like we often converse, at least online, in terms of ideals. Like, we do this, it's better. We do this, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And that's rarely how life goes. And I would be very slow to place judgment on an individual that has to make difficult decisions like that, or in any case, any of your examples you mentioned, Colin. But again, I don't like bad things, so just want you guys to know that. And I want the world to know bad things are
cool.
bad.
You like candy? You like candy too? That's cool.
But if you know anything about Zach, he's been through bad things.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
we've all been through bad things. Your favorite phrase, it's not the grief Olympics.
It's not the grief Olympics.
That's right.
Yes. I appreciate that. Okay. A little more Talerico, or do you want to bounce to something else? What do you want to talk about?
Well, no, let's
you want to go to
let's do the crazy. I mean, he's in the news for reasons, and these are good theological discussions.
Okay.
What clip do you have queued up from Allie Beth Stuckey, who recently had an episode of her podcast that said James Talarico is more demonic than you think?
Yeah. I don't remember which one, but I think it's good.
Well,
so if Colin will pull it up before we dive into it. In general, I think Allie Beth Stuckey is a really smart person. I saw her on the Jubilee podcast. You've seen this. Colin, have you ever seen Jubilee podcast?
I don't think so.
It's like the 30 against 1, and people get to run.
Wow.
It's like...
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So someone will have a position. It's ridiculous and fun, and it's useful, I think, sometimes. Anyway, so the one person will have an opinion, a position, and they'll give different prompts, like maybe 3 or 4 different prompts throughout the podcast. And people all around in the circle, in general, are opposed to to the one person's ideology. And so they'll get to come up and debate them for as long as the group doesn't vote them out. She actually did the debate on abortion, and it was against progressive Christians. And I thought
was it abortion, or was it just
It was I thought it was abortion.
That was the main. I thought it was just conservative Christian versus 30 progressives, but
same thing.
Either way, I thought it was more topics than just abortion.
I think it was primarily around abortion. Either way, I was impressed how she kept her cool, because people were rude and inflammatory to her, and she kept trying to bring them back and was super clear and organized in her thinking. Don't conflate this with I agree with everything that she said. That's not what I'm proposing. However, she did great in that scenario. I think she's a clear thinker, whether or not you agree with her or not.
Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm not disagreeing with anything you just said. However, that conversation was a little frustrating because they're in some ways having different conversations, because the conversation is based around the Bible is authoritative. And so you got these progressives, many of which who would want to caveat the shit out of that statement that the Bible is authoritative.
Yeah.
And they were trying to argue against her from that position, which is a better debate. I would love to see.
That wasn't her only argument, though.
No, I'm not saying it's her argument. Yeah. Their questions towards her was well, the Bible also says, which has the assumption that the Bible is the authority and it speaks with one voice. And I think a better debate would be Jubilee over Inerrancy, because otherwise you're having 2 different conversations, or whatever.
Speaking of 2 different conversations, we're not talking about the topic that we're not going to look at right now.
That's right.
All right. Okay.
It
Colin,
wouldn't be this podcast without that.
I know. Pull it up, and if you can. All right. This is Allie Beth Stuckey.
Here Talarico is on Joe Rogan saying that he supports abortion because the story of Jesus being conceived and Mary becoming pregnant with Jesus somehow supports the pro-choice position.
I say all this in context of abortion, because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable.
You can
go back and read this in
or maybe forever, who knows.
I sucked us back into that. I didn't realize.
No,
I forgot what I put it on.
No, that's okay. But we're getting to nitty gritty. Like, what does the Bible say?
Yeah.
And Talerico will probably have some interpretations that I am sympathetic with, but also Talerico is playing a game where he's trying to provide the Christian alternative on the left. Like, you can be a Christian and vote for Democrat, is kind of what he's being put forward as. And I don't disagree with, you can be a Democrat and be a Christian. I totally don't agree with people more and more like Allie Beth Stuckey that are saying you can't be a faithful Christian and a Democrat. Disagree with that. But like, that passage doesn't say that. That passage.
Let him finish his thing, because he didn't get all the way out. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's allow him to lay his own trap.
In Luke, I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent.
First of all, his rendering of that story is completely untrue. Gabriel doesn't actually ask for Mary's permission there. Yes, she accepts God's will, and she should be honored for that. What an incredible blessing to be chosen as Jesus's earthly mother and to have your womb grow the Christ child. That is amazing. But she simply assents to what God has already decided and already chosen. She's not actually consenting to that. It's not like a choice that she is making here. She simply is accepting the present reality, what God commands in that moment. And even if it were true that this went the way James Talarico said that it did, that Mary said, yeah, sure, you can do that. Go ahead and conceive Jesus. That isn't a justification for killing a baby after he or she has been conceived. To say that this passage about Jesus becoming flesh, becoming man, is a justification for poisoning or dismembering babies inside the womb is so absurdly evil. I would love to debate James Talarico on that passage and on his excuse or justification for abortion.
Right there. So I don't disagree with her, by the way. I think she's right. I think he's twisting the intention. I also do not find the logical leap from consent to that means the reverse is true. It's okay to murder babies in the womb.
I don't know.
Those two things do not align for me.
I'm confused to why this would have to do with abortion at all. Like, everyone's brought into the world without their consent. So I don't think that was
no. The theology of consent is about the two people involved in the consummation.
Right. It's funny. It's like swimming in deconstruction circles for long enough, especially when I was in the full throes of it. Mm-hmm. Like, divine rape is a call that some people that reject Christianity will make, is because it's like, Mary didn't consent. She didn't have consent. And God essentially like, no, you're going to have my baby. And I don't think that's a good take necessarily, but I understand like, it's funny that he's using a passage that sometimes people that end up either in progressive Christianity or losing their faith altogether because of deconstruction, they will, that's one of the examples is that she didn't have consent and God essentially raped Mary, which is a take I don't hold. But
no, that's the reverse of what he's saying, though. That theology.
No, I know. That's the funny thing is coming from Christians on the left, it gets used both ways. Like, it gets used one way, and then he's using it a different way. But
like climate change,
it definitely. Cut to the climate change clip.
It's the same thing. It's hot. Climate change. It's cold. Climate change.
But I don't think it's a good example of, even if I can identify and understand like certain views of Christians on the left.
It just seems weird, right, dude? Like, it feels weird to make that jump.
It's forced, and I think the Bible is not as friendly as both left and right think when it comes to that issue. I think there's a lot of potential chinks in that armor. I think if you're looking to the Bible to support.
I think you're spending more time trying to debunk this than is necessary.
Maybe.
It just feels like you've got to do some wild mental gymnastics to get to where he is.
In terms of that passage, that passage is the way he used that. It's pretty obviously it doesn't say that, and you can think of it.
Even if it said that, even if it said the theology of consent, because she consented meant, but if she hadn't consented, like take the reverse of that. What he's saying is, had Mary said no, then it would be okay to kill baby Jesus. That is the reverse of that, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
No, that's what abortion is.
Right.
If you don't consent, it's okay to terminate the baby.
Yeah.
That's what the theology of consent says.
But,
so
yeah, I'm still confused as to using this passage to be pro-abortion is weird.
It's super weird.
And as we saw from the poll, I'm a dirty lefty. So
well,
I'm not as dirty as you thought.
You're a Paul Talarico apologist, clearly.
James.
Yeah.
You hate his name in both directions, front and back name. I don't know why I said front and back name. Oh my gosh.
He is a little exhausting to talk about.
But I have a couple of scholar tweets I can read.
Yeah.
That are somewhat of inflammatory or not. But Dan McClellan, Data Over Dogma, responded to one of her tweets.
Oh, I like hers or his?
He responded to one of hers.
Always.
And he said the Bible prescribes, and this is again with the abortion thing, but the Bible prescribes treating a fetus as property and not a person in Exodus 21:22 through 25. And the only discernible New Testament change is Luke 1's adoption of an Aristotelian view of ensoulment by the quickening. So that's one thing that Christians that are more on the left side will be quick to mention, and I don't think they're wrong, is that most Jews at the time would have viewed like in God breathed life into Adam and Eve's lungs, and so they viewed when the baby took its first breath, like that was like the breath is life.
But there's also God knit you inside her womb.
No, for sure, and there's also God's the angel of death slaying a bunch of children that have already been born. So there's.
No, I just mean like there is scripture that describes God's intention and awareness and
for sure, and the idea that all humans are created in God's image, like all that stuff. These are all important points, but if you're looking for the one, like a coherent, this is what the Bible has to say about human life. Don't read too closely because it's not comfortable. From the conservative perspective, like if you're conservative and you're like the Bible has one stance on the value of all human life and it's all equal, I think you're gonna find that wanting if you are paying attention.
Well, so are you referring to like the often misinterpreted, misquoted? Thou shalt not kill, which really means thou shalt not murder.
No, I mean the angel.
You know what I'm going for, though, right? Like it doesn't say thou shalt not kill. The original language is thou shalt not murder, which is different than just killing.
Yeah, because God is according to vast swaths of the Bible is very comfortable with killing. And I don't think that's right.
In all circumstances?
Well, I think human, well, this is where I'm a dirty progressive Christian.
The dirtiest. Filthy.
Is I think the Bible was written from human views at various points in times affected by their cultures on the ground. And it does not speak with one coherent voice on the nature of God. And I think you can see a progression of what we think God is doing throughout the Bible.
Yeah.
And I don't think this should be scary for conservative Christians. I think I'm biased because I hold this opinion, but I haven't always held this opinion, so maybe I'll change. But if you acknowledge that the Bible was written by human beings over long periods of time and handled by countless others when it comes to editing and piecing it together.
Do you think God was involved in any way? Holy Spirit involved in any way in the authoring of the Bible?
That's a different conversation. If
I think it's exactly the same one, because what I hear you saying is that the Bible is just a human document completely and front to back with. So I'm trying to figure out if you're trying to say that God is not involved in any way, shape, or form in the Bible.
I think God is involved, but I don't know
to what degree.
To what degree? If you mean that God is involved,
I don't know if anyone knows that, by the way.
No, I know, and that's
what a cheap answer you've just given.
I think some people think they do, though. I think some people think that God being involved means there can't be any discrepancies in the Bible, and I don't think that's backed up by the.
I think the Bible is inspired by the Holy Spirit, and I think that humans are doing their best to try to understand God.
But humans are not perfect.
No,
and
totally.
So therefore, when they write things down, it might not be perfect.
But even if
maybe it's clouded.
But let's imagine they wrote them down perfect. Let's play this game. They wrote them down exactly perfectly. We're still humans, and we're still limited in our ability to understand. And so at some level, we still have to do some sort of translation of who God is to what our brains can comprehend, right?
Sure.
So the anthropomorphism that happens when we see things in the Old Testament of God changed his mind. That is the best that we can do. We're limited in our ability to understand who God is, right? So that's the best that we can do to say, here's how I can try to understand it, because I am a human, I'm not God, and I'm going to hit a brick wall at some point in time in trying to understand who God is. But can I understand the character of God, and can I understand the person that God wants me to be? Can I understand who God is in the world?
And is it possible, though, that the writers were also having these conversations when they were writing this down?
Nope.
They just got the download from God, and this is what he said to write?
Email's been around longer than you think it has.
One of my favorite ways we try to protect the Bible from itself is that, in the original documents, it's inerrant. Do we have the originals? No. But in the originals, it's inerrant. And we don't have them for whatever reason.
That doesn't bother me. Does that bother you?
No, I just think it's a dumb argument.
It just doesn't bother me, because I don't think normal humans can try to carry the entirety of Scripture in their heads and in their hearts throughout the entire day. And so at some level, we have to live at the 30,000 foot view, right? We just have to understand, what is the character of God? How's that demonstrated through Old Testament? How does Jesus demonstrate that in the New Testament? And how does it tell us to live as people in the world? And so this is not me advocating for don't read your Bible and don't know what the Bible says. That's not the argument that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is
darn it, I was about to agree with you.
Are you? The point that I'm trying to make is don't miss the forest for the trees.
Oh, 100%. I just said it. You have to drink 100%.
You did. You didn't say your mileage may vary, which is really the reason. You didn't make your way through that whiskey, or did you refill?
No, I didn't. I've been sipping all the delicious docent beer. Hey, Colin, for funsies, can you go back to that Allie Beth Stuckey episode and just go back to about the first 30 seconds of the episode?
Ooh, the first 30.
Because she has a preamble. It's only a minute or two, and it might be interesting because I think I would be very interested in your thoughts, Andy, on the way she lays out her view of God in Scripture.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Yes.
How far back do I need to go?
Go to the very beginning.
Oh, very beginning. Easy.
Right at the top.
And is there like a jump ahead 10 seconds thing there?
Yeah, there's a little skipper.
Yeah.
Skippery do.
Ready?
No, you got to put it up.
Yeah.
Give us.
Aside from that.
Leaves and the denomination that shaped him on today's episode of Relatable. It's brought to you by... Hey guys, happy Monday. Welcome to Relatable. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. So James Talerico won his primary, but the good news, T. Sproul used to say there are no maverick molecules in all creation. Everything is in accordance to God's perfect will. And even all the craziness and the wickedness and the evil that goes on in the world, while God doesn't cause any of that, he is still completely in control. And he's not doing nothing about
that. Is an incoherent, it's logically impossible in my view. And I shudder to try to encapsulate the way God exists.
I know. Okay. All right. We've talked about it.
But I'm still going to try.
I know. I get it, dude. I listened to this on the way home. I did my homework. I did more homework for this episode than I've done for maybe any episode in the past 2 years.
It's been fun. Hopefully.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Is it sustainable? That's the question.
It's the quiz.
Okay. God is in control versus God is in charge.
No, but just
she interchanges those terms back, and she goes back and forth later on. I did listen. I took the homework that you gave me. I do have issue with there's evil in the world and God is in control. Because that just means that God is in control of the evil.
But yes, and when one of the things I texted you guys is this was a mirror to my life prior to deconstruction. Because before I deconstructed, I didn't know it at the time, but I jumped headlong into Reformed theology because so conservative religious in general are more happy than their liberal counterparts. In general, this is not debatable.
Okay.
The reasons for it are probably complicated. One reason in favor of certain sects of conservative Christians being more happy and fulfilled, I'm not saying this is all of it. It's just a small slice of that, but it is that view of everything is according to God's will.
Right.
God's got everything in control. But what she doesn't realize is she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. Is not one thing happens outside of God's will. Did he cause it? No. It's what the fuck does that, that's where I'm this is why I deconstructed. Is wait, this doesn't add up. This view of God does not add up.
If God is in control, why would he allow horrible things to happen?
Yes. So I'm comfortable with God has a plan.
Yeah.
But I think you can see in Scripture, God's plan, according to the writers, gets thwarted all the time, and he's constantly reacting to what humans are doing.
And that's the misinterpretation or the misreading of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plan to prosper, blah blah blah. That is not in the moment plans. The language in that is talking long term.
Is there any more in there?
No, there's no more in there. Sorry, I'm just holding it for fun. This is my my Snuggie.
It is. It's your security blanket in defense of these dirty liberals.
Yeah. I'm holding onto this can of beer, empty beer, which half of it is still in my glass. No. The intention of Jeremiah 29:11 is the you there. It is the long term description of what God's ultimate plan is. Plans to prosper you. That is the renewal of the heavens and the earth.
But even so, yes, but he's talking to a specific people there. That's not I don't think that's a prescriptive of you individual now for all time and space. Maybe, but the passage isn't saying that for all time and space. That might be true for all time and space.
The passage is saying that. That's the problem with how people tend to interpret that. They take it for a temporal moment in time. And they're saying it's about that. It's about the individual. It gets reinterpreted to say, I, Zach, am the recipient of God saying, I know exactly the specifics that I have for you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. No. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that the... I just dunked on you. No, I'm agreeing with you.
That was an alley-oop.
The Bible... So...
we dunked.
I used to like the phrase, the Bible is not written to you, but it's written for you. And, you know, I could see how that's still... I'd quibble with that more now on a technical basis, but I'm fine with it because we're going to find the meaning helpful. That we need in the Bible that can actually change our lives. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying what I was ineloquently saying before, which is like, there are some details it's not helpful for you to get caught up in on your regular, the way that you live your life day to day.
Or like when churches are asking for money, often they use like the test me, I don't remember which book, it's Old Testament, test me in this, bring your grain in the storehouse and I will multiply it and all that stuff, as like using that as a command for this is why you need to tithe to this specific church. Like that's a similar thing where it's like, that was specific to them. There might be good reasons for why you would want to give to a church, but to test God and make sure he blesses you tenfold or whatever, like different story.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if it becomes transactional like that, then yes, I agree with you that's
Can we play
a
a couple more seconds of that?
Yeah.
Just to itch my scratches.
We own
that evil. Psalm 37 reminds us that he's coming back, that his anger is kindling, that his wrath is growing, and he will avenge his people. He's not doing nothing about the wickedness and the sin and the injustice that goes on in the world. He is going to take care of it once.
Okay. When I heard this the first time, she says he's not doing nothing about the evil, the sin, the wickedness in this world. And then she follows it up by he's going to come and do something. So the logical progression of that statement, actually, if I had a whiteboard out, I'd diagram it. Oh my gosh, this is the most Andy statement. I recognize what I'm doing right now. I get it. I know what I'm doing.
Transformative Andy.
I know.
Actually, go to he's got a PowerPoint presentation.
I'm sorry. Can you go to... yeah. No. Evil is occurring. God is, by the fact that evil is occurring,
he's not doing nothing,
but he's not doing something. He's not preventing the evil. And so this is where I just struggle with this right now, because she's saying he's taking care of it. He's in control. He's handling it. It's happening. And then in the same breath, she goes, and just wait, because later he's going to handle it. Well, is he handling it now or is he handling it later?
Not only that, well, we can play
going?
some more.
Oh. Not only that, but we can play some more.
Yeah.
And for all, he is the God of true justice. He is the source of truth. And when Jesus comes back, he won't arrive again as a meek and mild baby, but he will come as a warrior to make all things right, to make all things new. So whatever angst you feel about things that are disjointed or disordered or wrong in the world, just trust that God feels much angrier and more incensed about injustice and oppression, and he is going to do something about it. And in the meantime, he has preordained that you and I, believers, that through our obedience, which might seem silly to the world, which might seem even mundane or meaningless to us, that his will is actually accomplished through our words and through our actions. God doesn't need us. He doesn't need our prayer. He doesn't need our evangelism. He doesn't need our acts of courage to glorify himself or to accomplish his purpose. But in his grace and in his providence, he has chosen these things to be a means by which he does his work. And so just know this beautiful comfort that nothing in the life of a believer is wasted. There is nothing truly mundane. There is nothing truly boring or meaningless. Every single thing we do echoes in eternity, and it won't be until the other side of glory that we see the fullness of the tapestry of our testimonies.
That's good.
I mixed
it is Maximus.
It's totally
Gladiator.
Maximus.
Echoes in eternity.
Yeah. I don't disagree with everything that she says, but can I zoom in on one piece?
Oh, we can try.
Please do.
The one piece that like stuck out to me.
Are you mansplaining to Allie Beth
Do you want me to
Stuckey?
rewind so we can hear
No,
her
no,
again?
I'm not mansplaining
By the way,
at all.
open invitation. I would love to have
Oh
a
my
beer
gosh.
with Allie Beth Stuckey.
Dude.
I think in spite of what her critics might say, she is a delightful person, and she would be awesome to have one-on-one conversations with. But she works for the Blaze, and she's kind of a paid pseudo-political
That's all right.
operative.
I don't
and
care. I think she's an incredibly interesting person. I would. All right, fine.
This is how
I'll agree to have her on the podcast. All right, is that what you're asking?
Invitation.
Open
Allie.
invitation, Allie. You can come on the podcast.
We'll follow the Billy Graham rule. You won't be in the room alone with us.
We'll bring in 3 wives.
She'll be off-site unless we're gonna fly her in. But then when we drive her from the airport, you can hide in the trunk so that way no one sees you guys in the front seat. Billy Graham rule applied. Everyone's safe.
All right.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I know
now?
what you're talking
Okay.
about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now I don't know. Now I don't know what I'm talking
You
about.
don't agree with everything she said. You want to drill down on one thing she said. Her opening, and it's encouraging, and it's meant to be encouraging. And as soon as
I know what it was. I know what it was. So it's really it's alluding to this concept that like all your steps are ordered. Everything that you do has deep meaning. I just don't think in my daily life that I can sign up for that. A, it feels like a lot of pressure. B, I just don't know if God is that interested in me scooping the leaves out of the fountain in my backyard.
No, but if you did it, it's because he willed it.
Well,
According to this,
how can I argue?
Is that not wrong? This is where
I don't
none of
know
us are Calvinists, correct? Are you Calvinist? Colin is shaking his head. Colin is regretting this entire decision to
I'm
be
not
here.
regretting. This is great.
Maybe the best episode we've had
in a while.
in 2 years.
But I feel like I do think she's way more delightful than her critics would say. I think she means well, but
I think she's very
that
thoughtful.
encouragement is like, that's bumper sticker Christianity of just like reciting all of the cliches in a row that don't hold up logically.
Well, what sticks out to you? Like, of what she just shared, and we could play it back too, because
I don't know.
we spent a little bit of time, but like, pick something out there that goes, oh man, this one rubs me the wrong way.
Well, it's right from the get-go about God. She quotes R.C. Sproul, which kind of got cut off
Yeah.
in the beginning a little bit, but how there's nothing is outside of God's purview in the sense that
Yeah.
nothing is a surprise to God.
Well, that's different. That's 2 different things.
No, I know, but
But I think you're right. What she says is that like God is ordaining everything.
he's not allowing the evil. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she
kind of is saying
back
that.
to back, she said 2 things that are not logically consistent, and
That's the contradiction, right?
ultimately we're all grasping at air when it comes to like what the actual reality of how the world works and the fabric that holds everything together. We
Yeah.
all have hopes and beliefs, and some of things we feel more sure about than others. But ultimately, we can know in the purest sense of the word, like know very little about the way God works. Exactly. We see through a lens darkly, as Paul said. But
we can see clearly the character of God, and we can make inferences.
it's still
about how we should try to like.
But to be fair
form
to
our
my
lives.
deconstructing brothers and sisters or deconstructed, like it's still a faith statement to say we can, like, we read it in the Bible, we see the character of God. It's like, it's still faith. It's still
okay.
not. No, and I think that is okay.
More than that's good. It's a good thing.
But the way she and other people like her speak about these things
Certainty
is ironclad. They sell certainty,
Yeah.
And literally, like, the way she talked about those things is literally why I started deconstructing, because I was thinking deeply and connecting logical dots that,
Yeah.
and maybe to a fault. Like, I what I've learned to do now is like, I can listen to someone like her and not get angry about it. There was a time in my deconstruction where I would have heard her speaking with certainty and I would have been pissed off about it. Like, how the fuck can you be so certain about it? It's like, no, I don't know how many things I hold now that I hold closely. It's not like I'm not on a boat totally out of control
I don't think
anymore.
your deconstruction was a substitution for demolition. I think
There were probably times where it was bordering on it.
Was it?
Yeah, internally,
Really?
yeah.
Like you were like, I'm almost done with this.
Yeah, like I don't know where to go. Like a Christian or a former Christian that deconstructs and throws baby Jesus out with that doubt bathwater.
Time to drink. Hey.
Cheers.
We saw that coming.
I understand. I get it. I understand why you would throw the whole thing out. If you've been sold,
If this is wrong, or if this isn't true, what is
you
true?
have to, and literally they will tell, like, the hamster, Ken Ham, like, literally, he comes up.
Wait, is that a thing?
I call him that. That's my thing.
The hamster?
Trademark.
Yeah. Hashtag the hamster.
The hamster.
All right.
But he will literally say, if you don't have his interpretation of Genesis, that literal view, you cannot get the gospel right. And so if people grow up and that's all they hear, and then they do a little bit of studying and realizing, wait, there's actual Christians that don't have that view. Like even titans of the faith, fathers of Christianity from antiquity that didn't hold that view.
Right.
Augustine amongst them, or Augustine. Your mileage may vary on that one.
Hey! Drink one more time.
He cautioned against being too vocal about literal interpretation of Genesis, because he's like, people will think you're a fool.
Sure.
And he's adored by, all Calvinists.
Yeah.
So it's like there are many streams of thought in how to interpret these things, but if all you're given is this is the way, or you get out on that road to hell.
Yeah.
Some people choose the road to hell, and I'm using that metaphorically. And I understand that impulse. That was really long-winded to just say, yeah, I get it, why some people don't be.
Yeah, I should have just said, Mitch Hedberg. Maybe
the Christian Mitch
Hedberg.
You could do the Christian Mitch Hedberg if you come up.
I should have just said, yeah. Maybe it is.
So anyways.
Maybe it's not that tree that's far away, but in fact, it is our perception of the tree that is.
Now she's in an industry where you're not rewarded for nuance. You're rewarded for like in and out. And what bums me out about
Okay, hold on. Before you go any further. That implies that she's not being genuine to some degree.
It could. I think I will give her the benefit. I think I don't think James Talarico is just the sneaky, influenced by demons, trying to deceive Christians guy. Listening to the podcast on Rogan, I think he's pretty genuine, and he might be onto something with some of his things.
Yeah,
and he's way off base on other things. And also, he probably has forces behind him that are like influencing him because he's a politician.
Yeah,
I don't trust any maybe I trust the individual politician, but there's always somebody behind them that's kind of pulling the strings. So, and I think it's similar to, I think Allie Beth Stuckey is genuine and believes what she says.
I think she is for the most part. And at the same time, I get where you're going, which is like, also you're running a business.
And she works for the Blaze.
And you got to amplify some things to a certain degree. I don't know if that podcast is part of the Blaze or not.
It is. It's they got a little bullet, or what's the...
Well, we're part of some Flaming Liberals podcast collective too, so... Are we still part of that?
Yeah, we are. Choir Publishing.
When are we getting money
from that? We are the
lone
lone wolves. Now,
Choir, when are we getting some freaking money from that? Choir wants some money.
We do.
I want some money. Where do you think
We need to get more downloads,
Allie
Andy.
Beth Stuckey?
We get paid.
We and Allie Beth Stuckey have the same microphones. I would like to call that out
Oh, I
for
saw
the
that.
viewer.
Yep.
Thank
You're
you,
right.
Colin, a man of detail. I appreciate that, and of class, and of taste.
Andy,
Can we talk about the microphones for a minute?
the microphones are great. And if these
We
microphones...
can talk about you being cheap and not getting me one.
Oh yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't win that much at the casino.
But you said you were going to share about that. The
I will.
casino. Okay.
I
later.
do have a segue, but you look like you have one more thing that you want.
Yeah,
to share.
we'll land this plane.
And then we'll get on the next plane. It's a transfer. We have a layover in Phoenix.
It frustrates me. Conservative Christians with high profiles. You can tell I'm really processing this because my eyes are closed.
I know. I can tell. You're doing that thing where you close your eyes. And then you look away and you open your eyes. And then you look back and you close your eyes.
They're
Best in show.
politically motivated.
Waiting for Guffman.
Either way,
It's all the
rest
same.
in peace.
Catherine O'Hara.
We started watching Schitt's Creek again.
Tragic
Thank you.
loss.
Thank
Rest
you.
in power, Catherine.
Gosh, man. The world is a little darker without her.
David.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. Oh, it's perfect. David.
Andy and I at this point kind of share a mind.
It's
Andy's like, check out these shoes I got. I'm like, I just got those too.
cool shoes.
Anyways, yeah, finally, I just wish most media right now is factual, not truthful, meaning that they will say things, they won't usually lie. I don't think Allie Beth Stuckey is a liar.
No.
But in her content, she will leave out things that don't call this is
Do you think intentional or unintentional?
it
Or
can
a
be
combo?
it can be a combo, and I'm not going to say anything intentionally about her.
No.
But like just Fox News, CNN, like pick your source. Like
Everybody does this.
they're rarely are they going to make shit up. They're just going to leave out details that don't support the narrative.
The retractions let you know when they made shit up.
Right. And sometimes that happens. And sometimes it's a mistake, or sometimes it's a rogue reporter that got a little frisky and made shit up. But
I'm not as. I think biases play.
she cares
stronger.
deeply about
Not just her, but others in general.
Oh, for sure. And I think just take it out of her realm, but just in general, like there's a lot of Christians that care about abortion or care about life and talk about life, but you won't have any criticism against what's going on with the wars. They won't mention the school that was bombed unintentionally. I don't think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to talk about Israel coming up, and so we can get into more of that maybe on the next week's episode. But it is, I think there's, when you work for the Blaze, you have to toe a line, and that means you can't be totally honest about, she's not allowed to be honest about things that Trump does that piss her off. And I promise you there are things that Trump does that piss her off.
Maybe just to zoom out from that, yes. The takeaway that I have from that is there's a perspective that that can't be nuanced. That has to be portrayed. You can't, it's harder to have a nuanced perspective because a nuanced perspective dilutes your audience's attraction.
Yeah.
What am I signing up for?
Which explains our mediocrity.
Why we don't have more subscribers. All right, that's fair.
Although this stupid poll you did was entertaining, and it forced us to take stands that we didn't agree with, but it was still fun. So maybe this does become a thing.
You're welcome.
And yeah.
You're welcome for your uncomfortability.
And
Colin still looks uncomfortable. I love it. It's good.
Hey,
I can
we
see.
can
I can see it. I saw the flashback. Most people can't see flashbacks externally, but Colin just exhibited one. Yeah, you gave me one.
I didn't
saw
even
it
know
happen.
I did it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's more in here for you, Zach.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, so these are all opinions. I will change them if I need to, or if new information, because maybe I should know better.
You should know better.
Yeah.
We should know better.
Yeah, we should. We all should know
We
better.
should know better. Okay. Oh, I like that Colin's getting in on the
There's Colin. Look at Colin. Look at that.
Nice. The jawline's great.
Do you stick a giant tennis ball in your mouth every night and just chew it?
Like all the other millennials, you know it.
Right. I learned that millennials are not going out to eat and they're not drinking, but they're probably vaping and potentially taking mushrooms.
That's great.
That's
Good
what
for
I've learned.
them. Yay.
Good for the mushroom. Well,
And the interesting thing is that a millennial told me recently that they were like, when I said, "Oh, we do go out to eat and we do drink," and they're like, "Oh, I love that about you guys. That's great. I wish we did more of that, but good job, man. That's awesome." And I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm doing the Lord's work."
passive aggression.
No, it was real. It was genuine. This person thought they're like, "Yeah, my generation is not cutting it, and you guys know how to party." I think is what she was saying. You go out to eat and you drink.
Do you know who Scott Calloway is? Scott Galloway. I think he's like a entrepreneur, billionaire type guy, but he's got a book on masculinity. It's like a personal story, but he's talking a lot about the younger generation. He's like, yes, limiting drinking is good for you.
Yeah.
However, the younger generation not drinking at all and not going out he's like, literally that might be a thing. If they could go out and have a drink or two and like have a social interaction with
fun.
A stranger,
Yeah.
like literally that is not good for society that it's not happening. So
Yeah.
Anyway, his argument, not mine, although obviously we do that, but
Okay. Are you guys...
let's get out. Let's you land the plane.
You want to land the plane?
No. You do your thing.
Okay.
Do your...
Are you guys willing to go down a brief satanic trip with me?
This is your story. Oh, yeah.
You
had me at satanic and trip.
What type of trip? Is it just a story or a different trip?
A little road. We'll go down a little
Okay.
satanic road. It's a 2-part, okay? So I have a clip that will follow on it, which is from the Prince of Darkness, his son.
The good news is all of this was preordained.
Yes.
God knows this is going to happen.
All right.
It's safe for you to listen to, listener, or watch.
All right. So now I need to give props to my coworker. I went to Vegas for work last week, and I've never played craps in my entire life. However, one of my coworkers, shout out Oren Goldfinger. Thank you.
What a name.
That is not a real
Wow.
name.
It is the most badass name ever.
Oren
Oren Goldfinger.
That's
Goldfinger.
fucking James Bond.
It is badass.
He is the Bond understudy.
I know. It's badass.
Good God, man. That's great.
Okay. So Oren was our craps Sherpa.
Can we get Oren on the podcast?
We should get Oren on the podcast. He'd be great.
Yeah.
Oren is, he's awesome. He's super smart. He's Jewish and has strong opinions, which will be fun.
Even better.
Yeah. So we were in Vegas for this work conference thing, and after the first night, we decided to go to the Mandalay Bay Casino, and we said, "Hey, why don't we go ahead and play craps?" And Oren goes, "Hey, in my college days, I played a lot of craps. I can help." None of us knew what we were doing. Well, most of us.
This is not a unique
Craps
story.
Sherpa.
This is
guy
not a unique
great.
story to craps.
Most of us did not know what we were doing. Craps is a complicated game. There are so many rules.
I don't know what's happening either.
Dude, so many rules. And so effectively here's what ends up happening. Oren is there and he's like, "Hey, I know what to do. Let me help you guys out." And so it just turns into a night of us going like, "Oh, Oren, what do we put chips? Does it go to here or to here?" And he like tells us, "Put your chips here." And according to the time that I spent at the craps table, craps is a really fun game, you
And
guys.
you can't lose.
You cannot
You can't
lose.
lose.
We won. And when you win, generally everybody wins. So someone would roll the dice and it would land on a good thing. I don't know what a good thing is. I still don't know what a good thing is.
But Oren told you
But
what the
we
good
won
thing is.
and people reacted and we would all turn, "Oh, yeah, high fives all around," and everybody's
It's
having a great
literally
time.
what you see in movies.
Yes.
And craps is a social game. I don't understand it, but there's one person that can do something with the dice. Other people can get in on that somehow.
Yes, we do that. And so, and it
it's
is the
either
most social
high-fiving or there's like, oh,
versus like, because we're all together, we're all gambling together, hoping that this thing will happen that will cause us to win. And so I won money because Oren coached us. Mr. Goldfinger helped us.
Redenbacher.
It resulted in these two very professional microphones and boom stands.
These are the industry standards.
This is the industry standards. I'm very excited about them. And so, Oren, dude, great. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
You made it happen, man. You are maybe at this point, the biggest supporter of our podcast.
And Colin, go down to hit yourself up a casino and get yourself a new mic.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to have
You got
Mr.
the
Goldfinger
shitty-
come with me.
By the way, the mic you're using is not bad.
it's
if
not
you're
bad.
starting a podcast, get that Audio
I'm
Technica.
fine with the mic.
Okay. It's a good mic. Okay.
Y'all ready?
So now I'm gonna bounce you into this for a second. So this is the personal part of the story. We're in Vegas. Google rents the Sphere. You guys know what the Sphere is?
Yes.
We rent the Sphere for the night.
How could they afford that?
Turns out people want to look shit up. The artist was called Illenium, ILL, Illenium. He's a DJ. Already, I'm on my back foot. I'm like, not what I'm interested in. But you know what? The spectacle of the Sphere, maybe there'll be something cool. And coworkers were like, Illenium, he's a guy, he's a thing. Okay. I did not look him up. I was not interested in doing any research.
I love 1,000 years at a time. I love Illenium.
So I went in Millennium.
Illenium.
It's the sickest of 1,000 years.
Potato.
And so the visuals are pretty impressive at first. First 15 minutes, visuals are impressive. And I'm seeing these like giant falcons fly over, and there's music and like lights and stuff. And you're in the Sphere in Vegas, and it surrounds you. It's like VR to a certain degree.
It's impressive, and you're sober.
It's impressive. I'm totally sober.
Excellent.
I had one Coors Light in me. And after 15 minutes, the visuals get super dark and blatantly satanic.
Oh.
As in, the DJ all of a sudden becomes a demon, and there are pentagrams and satanic symbols behind the demon. It's giving Illuminati signs and hand signals all over the place. And I just start feeling super comfortable. And I'm like, man, I don't.
Super uncomfortable?
Did I say comfortable?
You said comfortable.
I meant uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think the truth wanted to come
I'm
out.
currently comfortable.
I think the truth wanted to come out, Andy.
Yes, comfortable now, uncomfortable then. But I was like, man, am I worried that I'm going to be like internally affected? No. Spiritually affected? No. Do I want to co-sign on this experience? Absolutely not. And I'm like, I know this is a cliche, but I'm going to vote with my feet. Like, I just don't want to be exposed to this. Like, unlike what you do with your kids and showing them evil things like The Shining when they're 12 years old, I was not going to submit myself to that.
Yeah.
So,
next time invite me to the devil ceremony, and I'll take my kids there.
It was dark and super unnecessary, and I actually gave feedback. I was like, hey, did anybody vet this? You should have vetted this. This was not okay.
So it wasn't like cartoonish things. It was kind of scary. Like,
it wasn't scary, but it was blatant. Like, there are pentagrams, writing. The music got super dark. Like, it was intentional. There was what was being communicated was very intentional.
He was successfully changing the mood.
He was communicating some clear things through what was going on there. Yes.
Time to make some mistakes, Lost Wages, Nevada.
Yeah. It was just dark, dude. And I didn't want to hang around darkness like that. And I didn't make a big deal of it. I was with my coworkers, and I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
I'm tired.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah.
and I'm leaving.
Yeah. Did you get any response from
coworkers?
The feedback you gave?
I didn't get any response yet.
Was this vetted?
No, I didn't get a response from that yet. I did kind of chat with other coworkers too, and they thought it was creepy as well. But like, I actually used terminology. I was like, I just didn't. The satanic thing was not okay. didn't think that was okay. And here's what's interesting. So I told I was chatting with my team today, and I was like, oh, we're podcasting tonight, and I think I did mention a couple things we were talking about, and they said, oh, are you going to talk about the satanic stuff at the Sphere? And I was like, oh, thanks for reminding me. Yes.
Wow.
I am going to talk about that. And I was like, thanks for reminding me. So anyway, speaking of satanic, recently we lost a rock legend.
We did.
And I long held a view of this person, which seems contrary to the clip that we're going to hear of where this person landed spiritually. Mm-hmm. And so typically I mentioned him briefly earlier. His nickname is the Prince of Darkness. And he's often played at Angels games. All aboard! And but what I want you to run here, Colin, pull up this clip. This is Jack Osbourne talking about his dad, and specifically talking about the external perception of Ozzy Osbourne and his spirituality. So go ahead and hit it, Colin.
But has the capacity to channel into something. But the people want to know, because you're in the heart of the music business, and I'm going to look in your eyes.
This is Jamie Kennedy.
Have you seen it?
I have,
because I've never seen it. But I have heard.
That's Jamie.
I've never
That's
seen
Jack.
it. It never had. Nothing evil was ever in our household in that capacity. My dad
and I believe you.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was a believer in Christ. He had a Bible. Like, yes.
Wore a cross all the time. A beautiful cross
every day of his life.
Yes,
that's what saves you.
And that was too like what my dad would get. He got a lot of frustration about it, because he's like, but that people are saying I'm this thing and I'm not this thing. That's why you cannot fucking ever trust the news, right? The news declared, it would be all over CNN or news stations. Oh, Ozzy's a Satanist who's gonna do all this stuff because if you see this part in a song, it could be this and that. And so, knowing that from my dad's experience, like, I think if I would apply the personal lens to, like, say, Zeppelin with a lot of their kind of devilly, the occult stuff, like, I think they were very much interested in it. I think they saw the power in it. They clearly researched it. And, maybe intentionally they did, or maybe they just were playing a role into it because it was, like, kind of fun and, like, ooh, there's some woogie boogie in this. Like, let's roll with it. I don't know.
You can pause. So, I'm curious, you guys' perception. When you, growing up, heard or thought of Ozzy Osbourne, did the concept of Satanism or satanic concepts, did you have that association with him?
Yeah, it made me listen to him pretty hard when I was in high school. Black Sabbath.
It helped you listen to him even more.
Yes, it did. In contrary to his son, in some of the Christians' defense, and I shudder to try to do this, he was in a band called Black Sabbath, and there was a lot of, like, dark imagery in the lyrics. I was never offended by it. I was drawn to it as a teenager, kind of because it was, like, edgy and dark, and you're not supposed to go there, which is always the Christians' the Christian pearl clutchers. That's the mistake. Don't clutch the pearls too vocally, because it just makes, like, certain people are like, oh, I want that now. Like, that's Paul says
the forbidden fruit.
Prohibition increases desire. The law increases consequence, just because we're human. It's like, it's what kids do. It's like, you're not, oh, you have that? I didn't want it before, but now that I know you want it, I want it now. That's not exactly the same thing, but the thing.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, if you tell me I can't have it, well, now I'm really interested. Why can't I have it? What exactly can't I have?
And if you watch, like, some of his reality shows when he was older, like, he just seemed like a sweet guy.
Oh, Sharon!
He's just a sweet guy.
He seems harmless. But what? Okay, so here's the unspoken argument. I feel like our listeners and viewers are gonna have this argument. It's gonna be, oh, he had a cross, he had a Bible. Even the demons recognize who God is. Even the demons recognize Jesus. So is recognition the same thing?
Yeah, many will come and say to me, Lord, Lord, I cast out demons in your name, but...
Yeah, so my response, unsatisfying response, is like, well, maybe. But in general, it sounds... What I appreciate from Jack's position there is like, hey, look, the media will portray people in one direction. They will give you one picture of who a person is. Just don't trust that completely. Try not to.
I agree with that. And also it's theater too. Like there's a lot, so much of this stuff they're playing a role.
The Allie Beth Stuckey of rock and roll in the 70s and 80s.
He knew his role and he played it well. And just like Allie Beth Stuckey.
Stay in your lane is the message that I think everyone needs to stick with here. Right? Clearly, the man knew what he was doing. Well, that's all I got for today.
No, that's good. That's good. Colin, any thoughts? Are there demons in the music?
Alice Cooper.
Yeah?
Yeah. Deep Christian, like convicted Christian.
Yeah.
Strong. Yeah.
Dave Mustaine, Megadeth.
Christian?
Yeah. Also professing Christian.
The original metal.
Yeah, I'm curious
Christian.
about Zach De La Rocha.
He would lean hard into the B's of
he would lean hard into the B's.
He's like, if there's a harder B, if there's a C, he would go there.
I checked C, but you didn't let me. You assigned me to B.
You would go C.
C is bad podcasting.
Oh, stop.
It only can be A and B.
But I am still curious about where he's at on things, where he is in general.
Does he? Maybe we can see if he's a Irvine kid.
I'd like him on the pod. That's for sure.
I do.
He's Orange County.
I believe he has a Coda de Casa residence, or at least he used to. I don't know if he's still there.
Do you clean his pool?
I do not.
We should find out. Yeah, listeners, viewers, friends of the podcast, if you have a connection to Zach De La Rocha
or Allie Beth Stuckey,
Do you have to sign NDAs to clean certain people's pools?
Open, not so far.
Okay. Just had to ask.
I do, though.
I'm sure you do, working for the Goog.
Clean their pools. If you have any of those connections, send them our way. You can email us, brosbiblesbeer@gmail.com. By the way, this is all the stuff that's normal. You hear it all the time, but like the subscriptions matter to us. It helps get us in the algorithm. The ratings and reviews are awesome. And then also like share this podcast episode with people that you think might be interested and think that you think might enjoy the conversation.
You listen on Pocket Casts or Spotify, you can give us 5 stars. Apple Podcasts, obviously you can leave a review. Depending on the platform. I know you just did a blanket, but people might not realize like you have an individual niche app. It might have a star system that you can rate us at.
Yes. And if you are missing us and aren't realizing that we're on YouTube, we're putting serious effort into the video side of this podcast. We want to look good and sound good for you. For you, the listener. Yeah. But it's meaningful. And stay tuned. We are teasing. Changes are coming. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's inevitable and it's going to be good.
Turns out we haven't known everything.
We haven't known everything.
And so it turns out we should have maybe we adjust. If we don't know everything.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's hints here. All right. Well, we can land this plane now. It's been a good episode. I appreciate you dudes. Actually, this has been really fun. I didn't mean to see actually.
It was you and Gemini that made it fun.
Well, there's been
actually, guys.
Guys, it's been fun I thought. Actually, no.
Wait, we got a voicemail from Andy.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Hold on. Let me tee it up real quick.
Okay, go.
So here's I could save it to next week.
How about you just...
why don't you just do it?
Why don't we just listen to it and then you explain it afterward if you want.
All right, I got this voicemail.
No comment, here we go.
I got it. Hit it.
Annette, this is Joy. Did you take my nail polish home with you, or have I misplaced it someplace here? I can't seem to find it. Give me a call when you can answer me. Thank you.
This is a real voicemail that I've received. I switched to Verizon. My number has been sold on the dark web.
This is Joy.
No, keep it going.
I have so many. I have so many.
This is Jerry.
I have so many weird, strange voicemails that come through now. And this was one of them. And so this might be a new segment, which is like, what voicemail did Andy get this week?
I would love to do a segment on fuck Verizon. Like, what's the matter with you? Because I'm also on Verizon, and I will get like 3 or 4 voicemails will come in, and I'll look at the dates, and I got this voicemail 2 weeks ago. And I am not seeing it until now.
This is less about Verizon for this one specifically, but
unless you want to sponsor
I want
the
to
podcast.
explain that was Joy who was calling Matt.
It's not Jerry.
Joy called Matt and she said, "Hey, do you have my nail polish? Because I can't find it. I might have left it. Can you call me back?"
Can you play that again? I want to be sure.
I promise. This is what's happening.
Annette, this is Joy. Did you take my nail polish home with you, or have I misplaced it someplace here? I can't seem to find it.
I'm going to guess she misplaced it.
What is the scenario that Matt took Joy's nail polish? What kind of goth fantasy is happening?
A lot of dudes are painting their nails.
What is happening here?
There's no rules anymore, Andy.
All right.
You may not have
We got to end it here.
All right.
This is great. For Colin, Zach, I'm Andy. This is Bros, Bibles, and Beer. Grace?
Peace. Cheers.
Cheers. Hey.
Does it go to here or to here?